Welcome to the Film Bros Podcast, episode number 10. Big episode. We made it 10 in. You feeling good about that?
I'm feeling great.
He's feeling great because we were going to do one more, but we weren't lazy. We just wanted to save number 10
For Spider-Man.
for the biggest movie of the past 2 years because COVID hit, you know? So there weren't many movies coming out. Spider-Man No Way Home. If you're new to the podcast, we're a spoiler podcast. We don't dish around, you know, we don't kind of dance around
We don't beat around the bush. So
No.
if you haven't seen the movie, go watch the movie.
This is a movie, if you haven't been spoiled yet, you're going to want to go see it. So that's your warning. We're going to dive into it. I think before we talk about the movie, it's important to talk about the hype of this movie. DJ, how excited were you for this movie?
I was 80%.
80% excited.
80%. See, when you live with two people who think everyone and anyone's going to be in this movie, including Jesus, you know, I will say, I think y'all put the hype down for me.
Really?
You kept saying everyone was going to be in this movie.
I didn't say this movie. I just said in any multiverse movie. They're gonna get everybody.
And you're like, yo, the fucking Doc is going to be in it. Him, Jesus, God, Godzilla, King Kong. So it kind of brought it down for me a little bit. But I was still very much hyped. Didn't know if, you know, multiple Spider-Man were going to be in it, which we went back and forth on. Didn't know. I didn't know whether if that was going to be true or not.
It's a spoiler video.
Yeah.
So can we admit that I was right?
Right about what?
That there's 3 motherfucking Spider-Men in this movie.
3 generations of Spider-Man.
3 generations of Spider-Man. And the first thought I had was awesome. And then the second thought I had was, holy shit, Tobey Maguire is so old.
Yeah, he got some age on him.
He looked...
Papa Spidey. I just realized I had these in.
Oh, yeah. Well...
I look like a fucking schmuck.
You look cool, you know, with the AirPods. It's a really cool look.
I was like, why do you sound so faded?
You're like Peter Parker, you know? Wasn't that Andrew Garfield's thing? Was he always listening to music? I only saw his movies one time.
Yo, no, was it? I don't think that was.
But before we even get into that, my hype for this movie.
Okay.
I'm on the record multiple times on this podcast. I'm not a superhero guy necessarily. I appreciate it for what it is. Just every time I walk out a superhero movie, I was like, yeah, that was good. That was a fun time. That's kind of it for me. A couple of them are great. A couple of them are pretty bad, but I'm not super into this whole Marvel thing. I was very fucking excited for Spider-Man No Way Home because I grew up with the Sam Raimi ones, like many kids our age. Just Tobey Maguire's movies are so fucking iconic to my childhood. Some of my favorite childhood movies. And then Amazing Spider-Man came out, and I've only seen them both one time in the theater. And I remember enjoying both, even though they get shit on by most. Maybe I would shit on them too if I rewatched them, but I haven't seen them since theater. And then the Tom Holland ones, I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man, but I think Tom Holland's really good when he's not usually the main focus of a movie. Like, I think his best is still in Civil War. I think he's awesome in that movie. He's awesome in Infinity War. But when he's the main character in, like, Homecoming, I was like, he's not blowing me away. So when they announced they were bringing in all the villains to this movie, I was pretty interested in what they were going to do. My hype was very high. And I came out having a fun time with it. I'd say it's really good.
Okay.
It's between really good and good for me. I definitely have to rewatch it.
Okay.
Well, let me get your general thoughts before we really dive in to everything in this movie.
My general thoughts on the film itself, I thought it was great.
Okay.
I fucking loved it, as I think a lot of people do, but I do understand where you're coming from. We were having mad discussions last night after the movie.
Not me and DJ, mind.
Yeah, no, we haven't yet. This is actually our first time, but there were multiple people that were like, oh, it's okay, because all it really has going for it is the nostalgia. There's no real texture to it, but then the other side is, which is me, you know, it's just following a Spider-Man formula, and that you can't really deter from that because it's Spider-Man. So you're gonna hit those beats of like someone dying, with great power comes great responsibility, him getting that lesson. Because by the end of the movie, I guess the 3 were like his origin, and this sets up him being the actual Spider-Man that like solos, doing his own thing. He starts getting quick with his wits and his comedy, kind of like the one we get in PS4. He's gonna be moving out and living on his own. So I thought it was a nice setup. I thought it was a great little bow on kind of like his semi-exit from the MCU. Even though they've confirmed that they're gonna like work in partnership in the future, but he's not gonna really stay with the MCU. So I thought it was a really nice send-off. I thought the way that it was written to include the dialogue for all these Spider-Man, it was just a big fan service to all generations who like enjoyed it. So I thought it was great. I thought it was fantastic.
Now, I'm gonna agree with you in the sense that I'm usually like everyone says fan service is automatically bad. I don't think that's necessarily true. Like the fan service is a great moment. It's a great moment. And if it's something so fucking awesome, I don't have a problem. Like, I don't think fan service necessarily means like, oh, fan service. I don't even care about banking on nostalgia necessarily, just because I think it's very fucking cool that Sony's on their third reboot of Spider-Man. And most of the time you try and sweep the other ones under the rug. And this one, like, you know what, we're going to celebrate all three generations, all three.
Which is Spider-Man. Insane that they did that.
So, yeah, I'm just very thankful to be alive in a time where I got to see that.
Yeah.
You know? So I want to preface by saying I do love it for that reason, and it's a better MCU movie for me because of that. I don't want to get too deep into the issues I have with it, because there are a lot of things I really like about this movie, but I think the thing...
Why don't we want to go too deep? We got plenty of time.
I'm saying starting
off.
You know what? Fuck it. We'll start with the
yeah, I need to know.
I just feel like for a movie where you're bringing all these people together, this might be a basic complaint, vague complaint, but I wanted a lot more from it. I wanted at least one more big action set piece, because we really only get him versus Doc Ock,
right?
And them versus,
and then him
3 of the villains
in the building.
That's kind of an action scene, I guess.
No,
yeah. That's actually...
That is an action...
But it's not like an action set.
Suplexed Spidey.
Yeah,
3 floors.
That's fair.
Okay.
I still wanted one more.
Okay.
Him versus Doctor Strange was cool, but... I don't know. There's something... I wanted one more with all the Spider-Men. I wanted... Here's the thing. I have to see it again because it's like... I know... I always hate when people say you should review the movie as it is.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be like, I wanted it to be this, which totally fair. Yeah. But I do think there's a valid argument as to be like, well, if they did do this, it probably would have come out a bit cooler. And I wanted like one more daytime action scene with all the Spider-Men.
Okay.
I wanted, not that I necessarily needed a Sinister Six versus Spider-Man, but I felt like they were building up all these villains coming together. And there is a cool Doc Ock fight on the highway. That's probably my favorite of the action scenes.
Yeah.
But I wish it was like him and Willem Dafoe, and they were all versus like the 3 Spider-Men at once, doing cool like tag team combos and stuff like that. I felt like there was a bit more potential for that.
Okay.
I also, the one thing I did and did not enjoy was how they introduced Garfield and Maguire. Okay. Like when he opened the thing, I was like, that's fucking Andrew Garfield. I know it is. And the theater was kind of quiet. By the way, we should preface, we rented a fucking movie theater for this.
Oh, yeah.
Credit to DJ for setting it up. DJ grew up around here.
Stressful as fuck.
He knows the people. He was like, yeah, I can rent a theater if we get like 40 people. I was like, you know 40 people around here?
Damn right I do.
He grew up around here. DJ is a people person, if you couldn't tell already from this podcast.
I do like people.
So we hooked it up, you know.
Yeah, we rented a theater to watch this, so that's another thing. I started to, at some points during the movie, be like, yo, check. I did. There was a point.
I did not hear you call my name.
I mean, we're kind of jumping, but we'll come back to it, to our discussion.
Uh-huh.
But the Doctor Strange post-credit scene, for the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
I doubt you heard me, but I was like, Chase, you got what you want. Because I remember you joking. Imagine they show the trailer for Doctor Strange 2.
Well, because I remember like 2 weeks ago, I saw that theory, like, what if the trailer is the end credits scene? Did you like that?
No.
I didn't like that either. I want a real end credit scene.
I didn't... Oh, okay. I meant like the trailer...
I don't watch show. I kind of looked away most of the time. I did see that they're bringing the evil Doctor Strange in. Yeah. So I guess that What If show is all going to be in there.
And Miss America?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. No, but coming from like the hype of that movie, it's so daring of them to attach that to that movie, because for me, it just felt like I went through so much hype and suspense and action, and they showed this like super serious trailer, and I was just like, oh, like okay, it's kind of like just tailgating on the hype, probably the hypest movie.
Yeah,
in like
which
5
I get
years.
because it is kind of in a way a part 2B.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's going to Wanda. Oh, that's just gonna be crazy. But I mean, that was all right. It was okay for me.
I also didn't like how Tom Hardy was an after credit scene, honestly, because we just got that after credit scene.
Tom Hardy, they set up in Venom, Let There Be Carnage, that he's in there, and then in here he leaves, he dips.
Yeah,
but he leaves a little bit of symbiote, which could be one of two things. It could be
two different Venoms.
No.
You don't think so?
Probably, yeah. No,
like they get a different actor in the MCU to play Venom versus. No. You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think they're gonna set up black suit Spider-Man, so it's gonna get on Spidey, and there's no way. Then why have Tom Hardy?
That's my thing. I don't know.
What's the point?
Yeah.
So he has to go back to that universe at some point, or I don't know if I should say this. It's something about Thor: Love and Thunder. Thor: Love and Thunder.
Does it seem like a big spoiler?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
Never mind.
But I should be excited for Thor: Love and Thunder because of it.
Because, this might have something to deal with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. We'll leave it at that.
I'll leave it at that.
So yeah, if there was one thing that kind of really disappointed me about the movie was end credit scenes could have been better, I thought.
Yeah. The first and the second, it didn't really hit with me. That's fine though.
Yeah. It's whatever.
Doc Ock.
Cool.
Okay.
Wish he was bad for longer.
I kind of agree.
Okay.
I kind of agree, but I again, we had multiple discussions last night. Had one with Christian. Christian was like, hey, well, no, because in Spider-Man 2, he made it very known and vocal that he wanted to die. I forget what it is, but he says in the movie, he wanted to die being good. And that was kind of like, he was written off to have that payoff where, like, he had that respect. And so Christian was like, I don't know how they're going to do that. Like, he's going to be bad. And that totally flips on, like, who his character was. And so they turn him good. So it kind of stays in line with his character.
I just wish it did at the end.
But I wish he was bad because
if he was in that fight with them at the Statue of Liberty,
my man's was a threat to Spider-Man. Just him alone.
Yeah.
Like he is
taking him out, no problem.
Grabbing shit. He could have easily. He took his fucking nano suit, everything. Like he was a threat, and that was really it. You had him, and then Sandman was kind of there. They couldn't afford the actor,
which clearly.
Well, they probably could.
They got him at the end.
No, that was a clip from Spider-Man 3.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought it was the de-aging technology.
No, they took that in the Amazing Spider-Man 1 lizard clip. Those are straight from the movie.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
They just kind of green screen, but that's not bad. You didn't even know. See?
I know, but now I know, and now it bothers me.
No, you did. That's how good it looked. You didn't even know.
I don't know.
If not for me rewatching them, like rewatching those scenes leading up to the movie, I would have been like, "Oh shit, they got it." But yeah, they took those from the movie.
They really save money where they can, huh? The biggest movie.
They probably just didn't. They probably just didn't want to do it because it can't be a money issue. They got money.
They got all the fucking money they need.
Yeah.
Which, granted, Toby and Andrew probably got big fucking paychecks.
Andrew Garfield lying out of his fucking teeth.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're actors. That's what they do.
That is good.
Did you genuinely going into the movie not think they were going to be in it?
No, I went in knowing that they were going to be in it.
Okay.
I went in knowing that they were going to be in it before I got spoiled. Remember I told you the other day I got spoiled? Yeah. Before I got spoiled that all three were going to be in it.
Yeah.
That was what the spoiler was.
Yeah.
I was upset. But I wasn't too upset because I was like, you know what? I kind of knew that. I can go in knowing that they're going to be in it and I can enjoy it for what it is. I was going to say something else, man. There's so much to this movie.
There is a lot. Let's break down the three Spider-Men first.
Okay.
If there was a time that convinced me who the best Spider-Man is, it was this one.
Okay.
I think Garfield's easily the best Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I
agree.
He's clearly the best actor of the three. And the thing I liked what they did with Toby in this that we were talking about in the car ride.
Okay, yeah.
Is Toby acts exactly like how he is in the movie. in his movies. Mm-hmm. He has the same exact style of talking and stuff. He's the exact same character. I think I love Tobey Maguire. Not a good actor. And I think it really shows when he's not in the Sam Raimi movies.
Yeah.
Like, he stands out kind of awkwardly here.
Yeah.
Even though I love that he's in here. I think we love the Tobey movies. I would say the Tobey movies if we're talking about the 3 Spider-Man franchise, I would still say it's the best of the 3 in terms of quality of movie. Mm-hmm. But his acting works for those movies. Like, it's very of its time. Mm-hmm. It feels fine for that kind of world. When you put him next to quick Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland, he does feel a little out of place.
Yeah.
In the talking.
I agree, and I've said this for the longest time, and there's people to this day, hopefully after they've seen this movie, they disagree, or they agree with me. A lot of people are like, no, Tobey's the best. Tobey's the best. Like, when it comes to iterations, Tobey doesn't do anything. Like, he's just always, like, screaming. He's, like, really dramatic. Like, he wants MJ. That's not what Spider-Man is. Spider-Man's like a quick, witty, quippy type person. And Andrew Garfield does that shit best. And he is the best Spider-Man. Now, I don't like his movies.
He has the worst movies.
Yeah, I don't like his movies over Tobey, but he's the best iteration of Spider-Man that we've gotten. And that shit shows so much in this movie, and I fucking love it.
Garfield's probably the best in the entire movie. If we're talking villains
he was great,
people,
dude.
Every time he was on there, he had me laughing. The whole, like, that comes out of you line. Like, what I did like about this, which was my biggest fear going into the movie, was there's so much, like, Spider-Man meme shit now that I was like, they're probably going to do all of it, but I hope they do it well. Like, they do the pointing.
Yeah.
Meme, but they do it in a funny way.
Yeah.
Like, it worked. They didn't do it in the suits. Jake didn't even catch it. He was like, they didn't do the meme. I was like, yeah, they did. He's like, really? When? I was like, when they're in the little lab.
Yeah, when Ned's like, hey, so Peter. And he's like, oh, me? Yeah, me.
It was a funny little thing.
That was good.
Yeah. So that, and then, I couldn't believe it. Were you the one in the theater that said, I can't believe this is real? Was that you or was that
that was
somebody?
me.
Okay, I was
like, dude, I cannot believe this shit is real.
Yeah.
And I want to save that because I know exactly when I said that, but I'm going to save that for a quick second.
Okay.
I want to go and I want to talk about the villains.
Okay.
All right. Green Goblin. Let's start with him. Willem Dafoe.
My favorite of the 5. Wish he had more time.
Wish he had his costume and not like a rundown.
Well, that's how he's in the comics, right?
No.
Kind of. The hood and stuff?
Not that I know. Oh, the hood? Yeah. But it wasn't like purple or anything. It just looks like rundown. Like a rundown version of what he had. I would have preferred his original. But he does. He has a purple hood, and he looks like a goblin. But this is like Sam Raimi's interpretation. So I don't know. It just looked weird for me.
Yeah,
I didn't really fuck. I'm kind of
and I fucking love. I know a lot of people don't like the Green Goblin costume. I fucking love it. I think it's awesome looking.
It's the OG. Like, it was our first Spider-Man live action movie, so it's the OG. I wouldn't have minded, even though that's not his costume at all. I would have liked it.
I wish he broke the costume later. I wish we didn't, because we get it for literally a second.
Yeah.
And they teleport, and then the next scene with Willem Dafoe, he's breaking it, and it's over. I wish there was a little more of that costume.
They're having a hand-to-hand fight. Twice they had of it.
Yeah. The first one I thought was cooler.
And I really like that. They do that in the first Spider-Man, but a lot of people overlook the fact that he's damn near a super soldier.
Yeah.
And he's fucking on this weaponized glider with these weaponized grenades. Like, what? It's like if you gave Captain America a fucking glider and grenades. Mm-hmm. And I really fucks with when Spidey's fighting them in the hotel rooms, and he grabs him and suplexes him to like 3 or 4 floors. I scream. I was like, yo, he fucking did that. So that shit was dope. I like that they kept it gritty. We never really see Spider-Man do hand-to-hand combat either. He's always like doing webs and shit. So I thought that was dope. And they keep his ruthlessness, that two-sidedness to him. Willem Dafoe, I think, did an amazing job coming back into the role. Yeah, he did great. He did really good. And he was the reason for a lot of sad moments.
He kills Aunt May.
Stabs Toby, which for a second I was like, he's going to fucking die.
How did he not die?
I don't know.
Yeah. He did get impaled. He was like, I've been stabbed before. I'm like, yeah, but you just got stabbed again.
Disney.
And you're much older.
Yeah, I don't know.
What are we doing?
I think they wrote it in. They're like, no, we can't do that. We can't. No, we can't do that to them. But yeah, I thought that was cool. Then Aunt May ends up passing. I don't know who it was behind me. I mean, there was only one girl sitting behind me, so I'm gonna call you out. And if it's not you, then you let me know. But I think it was Amanda. I think Amanda behind me was just sobbing. Someone was going.
Olivia was crying when
Maybe it was
Andrew
Olivia?
saved Zendaya.
No, it was during Aunt May.
Oh,
someone
Olivia
was
wasn't
like
crying that much.
weeping.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn. So yeah, that was a good. How did you feel about that?
I liked it. I liked how.
Oh, you liked it, huh?
I liked how she died. Yeah, I like death. I think it's good. It really makes you appreciate life.
Jesus.
It makes Tom Holland appreciate life because the one thing the reason I didn't heavily fuck with the Tom Holland movies, even though I did like Far From Home, the one with Mysterio. Yeah, I did like that one. I didn't really like Homecoming, but a lot of it just felt like it didn't feel like Spider-Man movies to me. It felt more like, oh, here's part of the MCU with Spider-Man, which some might not say is an issue. I think this movie is that to a degree, but it feels better. Like, I never felt like it was the same Spider-Man where it's like, oh, he lost his Uncle Ben, and he feels like the weight of that. It was very much like, hey, I'm Tom Holland, let's go, and then he swings away, This one finally grounded him a bit and was like, oh, he's feeling lost. We're getting that side of Spider-Man where it's like the serious part and figuring all that out, which I appreciated.
Yeah, this sets up like his adult Spider-Man life. Mm-hmm. Kind of like what we get in did I already say this?
The game.
Yeah, just like in the game. It sets up that whole thing. So I think that's really cool that they're doing that. That's really dope.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx. But actually, before him, Doc Ock, because we did talk about him, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on how did you feel about him being good?
Doc Ock?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind it because the only one I rewatched before this was Spider-Man 2 with Adam and Olivia. And I forgot like how much of a good guy he is in it. It's just the chip breaks and then the arms control him, which I always thought was a cool thing. Like I said, I don't mind him being good at all. Okay. I think that's the way it should end. I just don't. I wish it wasn't halfway through the movie that they fixed him. Yeah, they could have fixed like Sandman halfway through. No one would have cared. Be like, oh, this stuff works. Save Doc Ock. Maybe like save the more iconic ones. I also just wanted. That's the thing is like this movie gives you a lot, but I also just feel like if you're giving us this much, if you just gave us 20% more, I would have fucking loved everything about it. Like I really wish there was a sit down scene with just the villains and Willem Dafoe's like laying out a plan with Doc Ock and stuff.
Yeah,
like
the fact that they were talking and they were getting that dialogue exchange. Yeah, we didn't need it, but we got it, and I loved it. Mm-hmm. It could have been more.
I wanted one without Spider-Man. I feel like one setup. Yeah, and I wish Doc Ock and Green Goblin were in on that whole fight when they're taking out the 3 villains on the Statue of Liberty. I just wish it was 5v3. I feel like that would have been really fucking cool.
All right, okay. Electro.
He's an improvement for sure. I mean, Jamie Foxx is just genuinely funny.
He was Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, he was an Electro.
Movie,
yeah,
which isn't bad. I mean,
in Amazing Spider-Man 2, he's just a nerd.
Yeah, which I would prefer Jamie Foxx over what the hell. And he was blue. He looked gross. They gave him a whole fucking overhaul in this movie.
Yeah.
They mentioned, I mean, I guess if you want to count it as a Miles Morales thing, it was like, I thought you were going to be black. There got to be a black Spider-Man.
Which was very funny.
Yeah. It was funny. Yeah, he told some quick. He was really snappy with his shit. He was funny. He made me laugh a couple times. When he got his full, like when he put on the power reactor, every time he generated electricity, did you catch that he had his fucking original OG mat?
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
I know you love that.
Yeah, I love it. That shit was dope. But yeah, Electro. I mean, I guess it's not much to Electro. It was Jamie Foxx.
I think that's my issue at the core of the movie is like it's cool that everyone's here. But I feel like what makes the Avengers movies usually good is like everyone has a really good moment to shine and they all feel like they're all important. This one, it felt like Tom Holland's movie and then everyone else was kind of just there sometimes, which was kind of like my issue with it. I wish it was like Doctor Strange feels much more a part of the movie than Green Goblin to me.
Oh my God, I forgot. I'll get back to that. Yeah, I agree.
Which Well, let's get to it. Doctor Strange.
No. I got 2 notes in my head, so I'm gonna keep this at pace.
What are your 2 notes?
But I want to talk about Lizard and Sandman real quick.
Okay.
I just want to flesh all these out.
I mean, they're both there. You know?
Yeah, there actually isn't much.
There's not much.
The accent on the Lizard,
they just treat as a joke.
The accent was someone was voicing that Lizard, and it was like too clear.
It's very bizarre.
Very ADR-ish.
The Lizard CGI, just to me, I feel like we're in a time where the CGI should be a lot better.
It was alright.
It looked too CGI, you know? Like, I feel like if you just detailed it out a bit more.
They did something to him. I think they made him smaller because in Amazing Spider-Man, he's fucking huge.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I think they made him smaller, I guess, for his comic iteration, but whatever. Alright, so those are the 2. Our first note. Doctor Strange and Spider-Man fight, and Spider-Man wins. Mm-hmm. And the way he wins is the most OG fucking best way that Spider-Man can win, and it's through just fucking straight intellect. Because he's so smart. Don't underplay my boy, and he outsmarts Doctor Strange. He's fucking swinging in the mirror dimension. She's like, hold on, this is geometry. Alright, pi 7 to the square root, and he's fucking wrapping him up. And oh, dude, that shit was sick.
That was a cool way to do it.
That shit was sick. I probably tell other people like, oh, okay, whatever. I thought that shit was so dope.
Magic?
Because that's the Sorcerer Supreme. He just webs them up. Like, that's like something you'd see in like the animated Spider-Man series. It's like, yeah, I outsmarted you, huh? Peace out, and just leaves them. So I thought that was cool.
I'm getting more sold on the Doctor Strange visuals. I used to think they looked shitty, but now...
What?
Well, the idea of it was cool, but I thought in his movie, I was like, it doesn't look that great. I think it looked a little better here, I thought.
I feel like visually, that's probably... Yeah, visually, for me, the best in the MCU.
Well, probably, yeah. But
it's just so crazy and bizarre. Spidey is falling horizontal to the fucking floor.
Uh-huh. The train part was cool.
The train, dude, I love that they, like, to write that. Like, okay, how can we play with Spider-Man's abilities and work with Doctor Strange's portals and everything? So he webs his own feet. Like, that must have been such a creative process to have to come up with. And, like, the chaos, everything. It was really fun. It was almost like an adventure movie for, like, a good 3, 4, 5 minutes.
Yeah, it feels like someone said it looks like the Christmas special of the MCU. You know, you're just getting it's like the fun little thing where everyone shows up and says hi. Mm-hmm. You know?
That shit was dope.
Yeah. What was your second note?
My second note, which I'm debating whether if I should keep it last. Because, I'll lead into it with this. It's a 3-parter. What was the saddest moment for you that made you go like, damn, that shit's sad?
Garfield with MJ.
With MJ? Mm-hmm. Okay, so as we do it, I'll answer. Yes. Mm-hmm. That shit was sad.
Dude, Garfield's so good at acting.
I almost teared up.
Dude, he's so good at acting.
That shit hurt my heart.
Dude, he's so good at acting.
Because he could have just picked her up and be like, you okay? And the music plays just like, okay.
Just the way he is about to burst.
When he gets her and he's about to burst out crying and he's shaking, he's like, are you okay? Oh my God, bro. And she's like, yeah, are you? Yeah, I'm good. Like, oh, your fucking girlfriend died. Girlfriend's back to your universe. So I love that they gave him redemption for that because he did deserve that, man. And Andrew killed it, absolutely. So that's the saddest moment. What was the hypest moment?
Garfield showing up through the portal first, just because he did it first.
Okay.
Just to like confirm, because I saw him running. I was like, they're like, bring us Peter Parker. I'm like, this is where they're gonna fucking do it. Okay. It's happening.
Yeah, I saw him in the alley. I was like, oh shit, that's him.
Yeah. Dude,
I'm surprised our theater
showed it.
Well, I guess because everyone knows that when I'm renting it, we want for it to be quiet.
Yeah.
But I expected more noise.
It was pretty noisy though. Everyone cheered.
Yeah.
Everyone cheered.
Yeah. So okay,
but
that's
also the 3 of them swinging.
Oh, that was a sick shot.
Yeah.
Sick, which we were talking about. Mm-hmm. I was talking before we started the camera. They're swinging their own distinctive way. Mm-hmm. That shit's cool.
And I love how they'll like shoot at each other and pull.
And he pulls them.
So sick. I actually like Spider-Man swinging in the woods too. I thought that was kind of cool. Going off the power things.
Oh yeah, okay.
Just how that's the only thing he could swing on, so he used to like do long.
What was I doing? That whole sequence I was doing. I think because there were some people who showed up late, like halfway
40
through
minutes.
Halfway through the fucking movie late. I think I was dealing with them, and it was during that power sequence, so unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention. But okay, that's good. I will be rewatching it.
Yeah.
Would you rewatch this?
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch it.
Okay.
I think we have tickets for tonight. I think I'm gonna cancel my ticket for tonight because I hang out with Olivia and stuff. But I think I'll go. I think my dad was kind of interested. He was like, if Toby's in it, I'll go. So I might see it like next week.
I invited everyone, including my mom's.
Yeah.
All right.
I gave her a hug.
Yeah, and you met my mom.
I met her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Miss DJ.
What's
It's not rock anymore.
Jeanette. Or Miss Santos. Miss DJ.
I was gonna say your last name, but no, I can't.
Hey, she watches some of these, so she's got. But yeah, so
I'm taking care of him, like I said I would. She's like, "You taking care of him?" I said, "Yeah, I'm trying."
Yeah, he's doing it. He's working it.
Yeah.
No, yeah, she knows. I told her, I was like, watch Amazing Spider-Man 2. I didn't want to give too much to her and my family, but they're not like really into Marvel. They're only in it because I dragged them to the theaters. And I was like, Ma, you're gonna be really confused, you're gonna be blown away. And the movie finished, she was like, this movie was amazing.
That's awesome.
Like, I remember watching Spider-Man when you were like 8 years old, and we would sit together as a family, and it's crazy. He's back like in this. And I was like, yeah. And that's what I really like about this movie is it's 20 years. You're getting generations of people. Like, you could be like 30, 40, 50, and you watch the OG Spider-Man, you're watching this. It just appeals to all of them. So I think that's great. That's a little side tangent. I'm going to get to you about what my hypest moment was. I wanted to leave this kind of for last. Okay, one more. I fucking love this. I have a lot to say. The coolest moment for you. So you have the hypest and the coolest. Like, for example, my coolest, I'll go first, was when the Spider-Men were at the Statue of Liberty, all three of them, and they were just talking for 5 straight minutes and just really dialogue exchange.
Anytime all 3 of them were talking to each other and making jokes, it was actually genuinely funny.
I loved it. I loved it. And they were talking about like, oh, like who's your villains? Like a purple guy, space guy. My villains were lame. I thought that was really cool.
Coolest part? I mean, that would probably be my...
That one?
We're calling coolest part. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're sitting there, you're like, I can't believe I'm watching this.
Dude, I could not believe it.
It's just like you have to appreciate that. You have to appreciate the little things. We have to see all 3 of those Spider-Men talk to each other. That's awesome.
Hypest moment. It was early in the movie. Do you know what it is? Early in the movie?
Oh!
Yeah.
Motherfucking Daredevil.
Daredevil is in the movie!
Now, I didn't really watch all of Daredevil.
Did I spike the audio? I apologize.
No, it's okay. I love it.
Yo, I was so, like, bro, I almost stood up. I like, the whole movie.
Did you not think he was going to be in it?
No.
Okay. Because me and Adam kept joking. He's probably going to be in it.
Like, I know you guys, like, kept joking, blah, blah, blah. I was just like, there's no way. Like, it just seems too. But then they kept saying, you need a lawyer, you need a lawyer. I was like, come on. I was like, oh my God, they're going to put him in the fucking movie. And then he shows up with the staff. Yo, that was the high. I think, bro, I screamed. I think everyone screamed. But I think I screamed like a little bitch when he came onto the screen, bro. And you haven't watched Daredevil.
I watched the first 2 episodes twice at 2 different points.
Please, we gotta rewatch it.
Well, they just put Kingpin in Hawkeye too.
And then Kingpin is in Hawkeye. Spoiler for Hawkeye.
If you saw this, you probably saw Hawkeye.
Yeah. So Kingpin's and it's so funny too because they asked Charlie Cox, "Hey, I don't know if I'm ever gonna be in it in the MCU." Blah blah blah. And then Kevin Feige came out and said, "We're gonna move forward with Charlie Cox as Daredevil in the MCU later down in the future." And then Vincent D'Onofrio made a comment like, I'm so happy for him, I wish him the best. These motherfuckers were behind the scenes. They knew the whole time. Vincent D'Onofrio filming his shit with Hawkeye, and then he's filming his shit on Spider-Man. They're like, these pussy ass niggas don't even know what the fuck going on. Alright, you got me.
Garfield's in the group chat too.
Yo, Garfield's keeping his line out his fucking teeth. Alright, they don't even know, bro. Yo, it was hype. If you can't tell, that was the hypest moment for me. And I am saddened that we cannot share this hype level because you haven't seen it.
I mean, I was so excited because I knew.
No, bro. Like, you got to see the show.
Well, I'm excited because I know everything is going to happen. Like, I'm telling you right now, I don't know when it's going to happen. You're going to see Ed Norton's Hulk fight Mark Ruffalo's Hulk.
Yeah, that could happen.
I still think... There's a shot Nick Cage is Ghost Rider still.
I can't deny any of these. Nothing.
You don't think Wesley Snipes is going to make an appearance versus the new Blade?
Oh, you might be right.
You don't, dude. They're going to do everything. Hugh Jackman's probably going to show up.
That one's a stretch.
Patrick Stewart, or I know he said he's done, but let's be honest. You don't think they're going to call Hugh Jackman, pull him out right before he dies in Logan? They're going to get everybody, dude. They're going to get everybody. I still think they're going to do their own X-Men with new people, but I also think they're going to bring all these people in. We just saw Tobey Maguire in the third Tom Holland movie.
We just saw Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland in one movie over the span of 20 years with their respective villains.
They brought the guys from the Netflix show into the MCU. That they said, we're probably going to not deal with that. John Bernthal's probably still Punisher. They're doing it all. They're doing everything. I'm becoming a Marvel fan.
I would deny you and say, bro, you're thinking too hard about this, but nothing's off the table.
Nothing is off the table.
They done proved me wrong.
Yes, sir.
Y'all did it. Y'all did that shit. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they're going to do. Because what's the end game? Like, what is this shit leading to?
Yeah. Chris Evans and Michael B. Jordan, who are both in the MCU, both played the Human Torch separately.
No, they won't. No.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think they make one appearance? I'm not saying they'd be the Human Torch, but you don't think they show up for 5 minutes as the Human Torch?
You get like that dialogue. It's like Captain America's like Captain America.
He flames up.
Flame on,
dude. Could you imagine?
No.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
This is for the records. It's on YouTube.
Everything is going to happen. Ed Norton Hulk showing up. Chris Evans, Human Torch, maybe Michael B. Jordan. I don't know. No one really liked that movie. So that...
Edward Norton versus Mark Ruffalo's Hulk.
Could you imagine?
Versus Eric Bana's Hulk.
That's a stretch. I don't think anyone gives a fuck about Eric Bana. Eric Bana's watching Spider-Man No Way Home. And he's like, please? Please? He's like, does anybody care about me? Ang, pull some strings.
That's a stretch. I don't think
Ang Lee, I did you a favor.
Got the comic strip.
Oh my god, can you imagine that comes in a 2025 Marvel movie? That'd be disgusting. Eric Bana. Is Eric Bana alive?
Yeah.
Is he? What's he doing? Poor guy. Seeing goofy Mark Ruffalo walk around as the Hulk now.
I can't even remember the last movie he was in. Damn. Eric Bana, Edward Norton. Mm-hmm. Eric Bana's Hulk is the most comic accurate Hulk, though.
I don't care. It's a terrible movie. It's like fighting dogs or something, isn't he?
He fucking picks up one in the balls. Come on, bro. That shit was crazy. In the nuts.
Jesus.
As he gets angrier, he gets bigger, he gets more powerful. We don't get that in any of these movies.
I hate how much they've made Hulk a pussy.
A pussy.
He sucks now. Bring Ed Norton back.
As he gets mad, he gets powerful. There's a comic, he gets so powerful, he starts fucking irradiating like gamma radiation. We don't get none of that.
None of that.
Thanos fucking suplexes him and he's like, I don't want to come out.
He's too goofy. But that was sick when he fought Thanos. That's the Hulk I like.
I like Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner.
Yeah, but the Hulk was so good in the first Avengers. He was like the best part.
Yeah.
And they did nothing with him after.
I think that's the only time he's like gotten angry.
Right?
Hulk.
Ultron, he was like angsty, right?
Oh, Ultron, he was that if you want to count that one, he got
he was on like Suicide Watch. Pretty much. Right?
Oh, wait.
Wasn't he just like super fucking sad? And he's like, yo, I'm gonna fucking blow my brain out, but I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, and he wanted to have babies, and Black Widow was like, hey, I can't.
Yeah, where did that go?
That's mad random.
They said, oh, you know what? Let's just forget that happened. We're going to imply a romance and never talk about it again.
Infertility, bro.
God. That is a nightmare.
Hey, but it can't happen. All these shits can't happen. You know, I'm looking forward to Eric Bana. Eric Bana's in collaboration with Ang Lee. And they're working together and they're doing their thing. And Ang Lee's Hulk wins. Beats the shit out of Mark Ruffalo and
it's all gonna happen.
Edward Norton's.
I can't, but I think it's gonna happen actually. Everyone's gonna be like,
Ang Lee probably not Eric Bana's Hulk, but I do think Edward Norton, because he's technically in the MCU, Edward Norton. And that would be a good way to incorporate Incredible Hulk, because people's like, they don't count it. And
Which is fucked up, because I like that one.
They're trying so hard to incorporate it by putting Abomination and Shang-Chi, all that. But people don't count it because they cast swapped it. They cast swapped the roles. But what they could do is, we were just watching from another universe, because Tony Stark shows up. From another universe, that's just the Hulk, and that's their Hulk, and he comes from for the Avengers. Yeah, they can make this shit work.
Yes,
it
sir.
all works.
It's all going to happen.
Yeah.
As DJ
clocks in from lunch.
Clock in from lunch, because we plan accordingly.
I think we've talked.
Well, I was going to say,
I think we have more. I think there's more.
There's a little bit more.
Yeah.
As long as you don't mind multitasking.
Not at all.
Okay. I'm going to start it off as you figure your thing out. So right now there is no deal that they've stated out loud. So if you don't remember, Far From Home came out, had the crazy, maybe the best post-credit scene, in my opinion, is where J. Jonah Jameson shows the Mysterio clip and they announce Spider-Man as Peter Parker. Hype as hell. That was an awesome post-credit scene. And right after that, Sony was pretty much taking Sony was taking Spider-Man out of the MCU. They said, you know what, we're taking him back. We don't want to renegotiate this whole new deal. I think Disney wanted more money than Sony. I think Sony was getting blamed for it, but it also sounded like Sony just didn't want to give Marvel as big of a cut. Whatever the case may be, I wasn't there. They said, you know what, we're going to do one more Tom Holland Spider-Man movie in the MCU, a one-movie deal, and then we'll see where it goes from there. This is that one movie. It's going to make a shit ton of money. It's hype as hell. Sony doesn't need Marvel as much as we think they do, because they just brought back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, which you could make the case is the hypest thing an MCU movie has done.
Yeah,
probably. Like Infinity Wars, I still think their best movie, but in terms of what the fuck, how did you do that? Like, this is probably the craziest thing they've done. So the question is, now Amy Pascal did mention she stopped herself in the quote. A lot of people kind of misread the quote. She said we're playing another movie trilogy with Tom Holland. And then she stopped herself. A lot of people don't take that in consideration. And she said, we're working on something. She didn't say if it's with MCU, like if there's going to be 3 movies that are part of Phase 5 and 6 or something. Or if this is going to be a brand new trilogy with Spider-Man and Venom and Morbius and all these guys.
Well, this shit's going to make a lot of money.
It's going to make a lot of money.
So I would hope that they're sticking with their guns and know what they're doing.
Do you think... Well, it also ends kind of openly that Spider-Man... Everyone forgets who Spider-Man is. Or Peter Parker.
Yeah.
At least. So that leaves the opening for him to not even be in the Avengers. I think he'll still be in the Avengers movie. I think he'll be in the huge Marvel movie still.
Yeah, because everyone forgot Peter Parker, so no one just knows who Spider-Man is, but everyone remembers Spider-Man and what he's done.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, that, for me, we kept bringing that up last night, and we kept negating each other, and that's something that's very important, because I don't know why that didn't register with me, but yeah, they know Spider-Man, they just don't know who's under the mask. Everyone's forgotten Peter Parker.
Right.
Which, that leads me to my question I actually want to ask you. That Band-Aid on MJ's, they put a lot of emphasis on the fact that he saw that, and that, like, it's supposed to be symbolizing something. And now I thought that he looked at it. A lot of people have different interpretations on that scene. My interpretation was he saw that bandage and said to himself, well, if I let MJ know who I am and try to reestablish connection, that all I'm going to do is hurt her.
Yeah.
And so I don't want anything to do with that. And then I was talking to other people, and they were like, no, it's actually because she left the Band-Aid on because she says that she's healed. She just has it on. And that's her remembering that Peter Parker, him, gave it to her. So that's the one thing that she remembers.
I don't know if I believe that, because Happy doesn't remember him. No one remembers him.
Yeah, but that's why they're emphasizing the scene, because she kept the bandage on. So, like, she kind of does, or like she has the potential to remember.
I think I agree with your first one. Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
He just doesn't want to.
Gaudio, what the fuck?
Hey, I like Gaudio. I like his thoughts. It was a good
interpretation. Yeah,
it's a good possible take.
Because they never really bluntly say, what it is. So I guess it can be an interpretive thing. But yeah, I think it's the first one. He was just like, "No, I'm good," and then he goes. He gets in his apartment. He makes a new suit.
I really wanted the Rent guy to be there. It looked like they were setting the Rent guy from the Sam Raimi ones.
Yeah.
It looked like they were setting up that he was gonna be like, "Where's my rent?" Like he said, "Rent's going first." I was like, "Yo, this motherfucker's about to show up," and he didn't. I was like, "Man, that would have been awesome." So close.
Can I talk comic Easter eggs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ned asks.
He's a magician.
Is a magician. Can make fucking portals with the sling ring. Okay.
Is that not a thing?
And not that I know of.
Okay.
Unless I'm missing something. But no, Ned goes to Toby. He's like, "You have a best friend?" He's like, "Yeah, he died in my arms."
That was funny.
Died in my arms trying to kill me. And then Ned is like, "What the hell?" And then he goes to Tom Holland. It's like, "I promise you I won't become an evil monster and kill you." That's directly from the comics.
Ned
becomes...
Ned's in the comics?
Ned becomes this motherfucker.
Who?
The orange one. Hobgoblin.
Really?
Yeah, that's Ned.
No way.
Yeah.
I thought that was Harry Osborn.
Well, because
it depends on who.
Yeah, it depends on the universe.
Well, right.
In the is it the Miles Morales universe? I forget which universe, but in Peter Parker's universe, it's Harry. It's always because it's just like a disease that's kind of getting passed around. But yeah, no, there's Ned becomes Hobgoblin and ends up trying to kill Peter Parker.
Okay.
So when he said that, I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I'm trying to think of what else. That was like the biggest one. I was like, "Oh, that's dope." I think everything else is just references from the movies. You have Daredevil showing up, which was cool. He's gonna defend him, which now he no longer even knows that that's Spider-Man anymore.
Yeah.
Electro Mask, I already said. Never mind, I think that was it.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Very bare minimum Easter eggs, but
that's fine.
You can't.
The whole movie's a huge Easter egg.
There's no point. You've already plunged it with a shit ton of nostalgic shit. So that's I didn't know. You did say Green Goblin's outfit, like, "Oh, isn't that the one from the comics?" And I didn't really catch on to that because he does have the hood, and that does pay, I guess, homage to his comic book counterpart. I don't know. I didn't think so, but okay.
I do like his original suit though. I think it's cool looking. I like it a lot. Like I said, I'm glad this movie exists. We talked about it for about a year. Like, what if they bring Toby and Andrew back? It's going to be crazy. I mean, I got very hyped. A movie will never live up to that hype, of course. But I was still hyped. And I came out really liking it. I had a really good time. I am excited to see it again. I want to give it a second chance where I know. It's kind of like that Force Awakens effect. I haven't been this excited for a movie since Force Awakens came out. And you just have so many expectations of what they could do. And then it's never going to live up to what you have in your head. But I want to go into it again, knowing exactly what's going to happen. I want to see it in like Dolby or IMAX or something. I think that'd be sweet. So,
yeah, there's a lot of explosions and parts that I feel like weren't allowed enough, but we did see it in regular format.
Yeah.
Pretty sure in Dolby, or maybe when it even comes to home, it'll be like louder.
I think I need to just strictly stick to Dolby at this point. I fucking love Dolby. It's just, dude, the theater shakes when we do it. It's fucking awesome.
I might have to see this in 4D.
You want to go?
Yeah, I do. A lot of environmental shit in here. You got the explosions, the bombs, the snow, the electricity. That shit in 4D would be crazy.
You want to go like Monday?
If there's tickets.
We'll check. We'll check after.
Think there's tickets? I'm so down. I think I have Monday off too.
Okay.
Oh, what are you doing?
Shit. What are you doing on Monday?
Are you doing?
You come to see the movie?
Go watch it. Go watch the movie.
And get shooken. I haven't seen a 4D movie.
And then after you watch it again. Come on.
I wish there was more villain stuff.
You haven't seen a 4D movie.
I told you that.
Okay, so you haven't seen a 4D movie and you've never seen a movie in a rented theater. Be Chase.
Be me.
Be him.
Big dick energy.
Big dick energy.
Huge.
Let's go. Huge. Colossal.
I wish Doc Ock had more to do. I was going to say I wish we saw Doc Ock cock, but that was a joke I couldn't make,
But you made it.
I just made it, yeah.
Hey,
it's a little weird.
When Aunt May is like, "You want water or salt water because you're an octopus?"
Yeah, some of the jokes are still bad. But Scooby-Doo this shit, I was like, hey.
Scooby-Doo this shit. It's like, hey, say please. It's like, please, Scooby-Doo this shit.
Not for me. But I saw Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in a movie.
There's no trendy jokes that you hate.
Yeah, that was good. There was no "what are those" jokes in this.
Yeah, you got a little Star Wars reference because they build the Death Star and shit together. Oh, the Emperor. I know my Star Wars shit.
You know Star Wars now.
Come on, I've seen them. Next,
when is Star Wars gonna show up in the multiverse?
I don't know, nigga. I guess soon because it's possible, bro. One of these movies, bro. You're not even gonna see it. You're just gonna hear.
My bold prediction is by 2035 we get Marvel vs. DC. It's gonna happen.
All right, you gotta stop.
It's gonna happen.
That's too much.
Nothing is off the table.
That's too much.
Nothing is off the table. It's happening.
By what year?
2035.
No.
Yeah. By the time
you wanna know how I know?
Old.
You wanna know how I know?
How do you know?
Because Kevin Feige said like 3 or 4 years ago he has plans for Marvel movies up until 2030.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's why I said 2035. You don't got no plans after that.
Marvel and DC are not any. There's going to be an established universe already.
Yeah.
There's.
Disney's going to buy DC.
Way. Is DC even alive?
No.
Disney.
They might be with Robert Pattinson's Batman though. That looks cool.
No, that's not going to happen. If that'll talk about the comic book movie of ever. If that shit happens. That is historic.
This was historic.
Yeah,
there's only a couple ways you could go up from here.
This set the bar for the craziest collaboration. This is the craziest collaboration ever. I think probably it's not far-fetched to say that this is just the craziest in like cinema history.
Yeah,
like it's 20 years. It's 20 years of like
different studios
and studios and agreements and legal shit, and it's insane.
I will say the one thing that this movie and other big movies have going against it is we grew up now in a world of social media. So a lot of people, even though I don't watch the trailers, a lot of people share their thoughts on the trailers. So I knew about the lizard getting punched.
Which I saw. And that's funny as hell.
Yeah.
It's just Spidey going, and then it's the lizard getting punched by nothing. Yeah. Like his neck's turning.
Exactly. So people say that. When there's a shot of Zendaya falling in the trailer, and everyone's like, "Oh, Andrew Garfield's gonna save her to get the redemption from Emma Stone." And I was like, "Oh, that would be interesting." And then they do it, So I feel like it's impossible. I just feel maybe I should just get off social media. Maybe I should just not think about all the little theories going in.
Yeah.
I mean, it is fun. The part of that build up to the movie is fun. I'll give it to you, but I feel like it's always, I don't know, it's hard to watch a movie like this now.
And that's another thing too, that like it's just so groundbreaking. I'm giving this movie cookies where it gets them, man. The hype for this movie, which was all from the audience and the theories and everything, and the studio knew that, and they honed in on that, and they kept everything a secret. Even in the press junkets, you have the actors flat out just like, nah.
Yeah.
Or at least Andrew, because I think Alfred Molina was like, yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I did it. I think Jamie Foxx said he did it. Willem Dafoe, I don't think he said anything.
For a while. He did interviews like as the trailer released, but yeah, no one knew. Well, they confirmed the casting of Doc and Electro like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. People
were excited. They're like, really? They're bringing them back? Mm-hmm.
And then the spider, like just the fact that they kept everything under wraps, that's what made this movie, I think, if I'm projecting this right, I would hope it's going to be successful. I think that they should.
Yeah, I think it's not going to fail.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
This is the movie that brought people back to the movie theater.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. I think this is that movie. This is going to, clearly, because
we had to rent out a movie theater.
We had to rent out a theater. There was no parking.
No.
Where did you park? I had to park on the fucking Carajo land, other side of the fucking building. It was crazy. And then I was telling Chase before we left, I was like, bro, we're going to be walking in. There's going to be niggas talking about this movie. And sure enough, I'm walking in and they're like, oh, spider. And I covered it. Yeah. Like, they sound like a mosquito. And I went like that. Bro. Yeah, man. There's so much hype around it. This was great. It was great.
I'm glad I got to share this experience with you.
I'm glad you came.
And your mother,
And my mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a nice little thing.
Zach, if any of y'all watching it, I want to appreciate Bauman, Adam, Joe, Aldrin. I can't name all of y'all.
You're gonna list every single one of your friends because they were all there.
Yeah, you guys watch it. I appreciate all of y'all. I've said some. I feel like I should say the rest, but you guys know I love you. Thanks for coming by.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna give Spider-Man: No Way Home a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
I was close to saying 6 because I do like it. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, damn, they really gave us a lot of what we wanted.
You just wanted more.
I do want more. I do hope this isn't the last time we're seeing Andrew and Toby and Tom Holland together in a movie. I feel like there's a lot of potential to put them in like, what's the Avengers Secret Wars? That's what it's called?
Secret Wars.
Which you think is what they're building up to?
Yes.
And that's a bunch of multiverse shit?
Oh, yeah.
They gotta be in that.
The scrolls, everything. Come on.
So I'm really hoping. I'm happy with what we got. I hope there's more.
Okay.
I hope there's more. I hope we get more Doc Ock and Willem Dafoe too.
I give it 8.5.
Okay.
We're not doing half points, right? Oh, so it's either getting an 8 or a 9.
You sound like a 9.
I do. 9's high.
9 is high.
And you know what? I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay.
I'm giving this a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
The fact that I could say 9 out of 10 and smile about it. Mm-hmm. I really fucked with this movie. It was great. I will rewatch it, but from my recollection, I don't even feel any like downtime.
I will add one more thing. I knew going in this was almost a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
I thought when the movie was wrapping up, we were only 2 hours in. I was like, is Venom going to swing out and fight Spider-Man right now?
It did not feel like 2.5 hours. It didn't feel like a chore to go through.
Yeah.
There was no downtime. It was, his identity's revealed. Daredevil. Like, every time you felt like there was going to be downtime, they just threw something.
The Doc Ock fight was so early in the movie, which made me
early
happy.
As hell.
It was like 25 minutes in.
You get your Spider-Man dialogue, you get your villain dialogue, you get your villain introductions, you get your fight with Doctor Strange, you get your Doctor Strange visuals, you got the Charlie Cox Daredevil cameo. How does Peter operate in a world, which I thought that they were going to glaze over that, but they explored a little bit, like how is this going to fuck up with his personal life, and it fucked up his friends' lives too. So that was cool. And you got Aunt May, a lot of beats, sad beats, where it's like Aunt May passes and the Spider-Man come and they talk about their tragedies, and with great power comes great responsibility, and he's emotional, and it's so many layers, and I can't point out the negatives of why I wouldn't give it a perfect score, but a perfect score is just like, that shit is perfect.
It's rare.
That shit is like perfect. I can't give it a 10 out of 10, but this is definitely a 9 out of 10. I could go on and list more and more reasons why this would be a 9 out of 10, but I think a lot of people fucks with this heavy, and I think a lot of people would agree that this is a high rated movie, and it was just great. Everything they handled, even the way that they handled the villains and their changes, it was great. Everything was great. I loved all of it. They had this happy, side gig going on. I thought that was kind of cool. It was just great. And you got the help from the spider. Dude, it was good. So, 9 out of 10.
Yes, sir. I think that's a pretty damn good scores.
Yeah.
So, that is it for Spider-Man No Way Home. Biggest film of the year. We'll have one more episode next week. We're thinking Hawkeye and Matrix is what we're going to be doing.
Matrix, let's go.
Which is crazy that Matrix 4 comes out next week, It's insane. It comes out, not even next week, it comes out in like 4 days.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And then,
Deja vu.
I think the episode after that, I believe, is going to be our top 10 favorites of the year.
Have you seen Matrix?
Of course.
Okay. All of them?
Yeah, all 3.
Okay.
Yeah. But,
top 10 of the year.
Top 10 movies of the year. Start making your list.
Tell you Spider-Man's on there.
Okay. Yes, sir. Comment down below if you watched. Leave a 5-star review on Letterboxd.
Yes.
On Letterboxd?
Yeah.
Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Why am I telling you to? This movie's fucking with me.
Yeah.
maybe I have to put it a 5. DJ, where can the people find you?
You can find me at D-Shots on YouTube. New content coming. That's not vlogs. We're gonna have some shorts coming out. For the new year.
Yes, sir.
We're going to start doing the filming, comedy, like to laugh, comedy, maybe some dramas, maybe some action. So follow me now, D-Shots, or you can just enjoy my vlogs for now. There'll be an end of the year full review shit on my channel. And then my Instagram and Facebook is D'Angelo Rucker, apostrophe between the D and the A. DeAngelorUcker.
Nice thumbs up right there. That was a great thumbs up.
Thank you.
Follow me at Chase Zarian on Instagram, and that's pretty much it. So until next time, get ready and enjoy your Spider-Man weekend.
Enjoy it.
Have a good time.
And Merry Christmas.
Well, we'll have one more before Christmas.
Are we?
Because if we're recording Matrix and Hawkeye like
Thursday.
Wednesday,
Wednesday.
I won't be here Thursday.
Oh,
remember?
okay. We're still scheduling.
Hopefully we can record it.
Okay.
We're planning on it.
Well, we'll take that back. Not fucking Merry Christmas. Come on.
Yeah. Happy Hanukkah.
It's a week before it.
It's a week after Hanukkah. So
Happy Hanukkah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, that's the Jewish one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Kwanzaa happens sometime, right?
Is Kwanzaa? I'm not gonna look stupid before this episode ends. So let's go ahead and end this. Where the fuck is Kwanzaa?